Hey everyone, happy Monday. Let's get into Joseline's Cabaret, New York City, episode 3. Of course, in true Joseline style, each episode opens up with a music video of hers. And I was actually shocked because the song that opened up this episode wasn't that bad at all. I was caught a little off guard in that one scene of the video where she was sitting on the toilet. But other than that, it was pretty decent. After the video ends, we finally see Miss Natural sneak up on Yummy and do her the same way she was done. The funniest part is the background noises. You can just hear everyone all at once saying, oh snap. And what really got me is when Miss Natural called Yummy a decrepit, rigor mortis ass bitch. Like, how did she even come up with that insult? Next thing you know, Yummy's wig comes off, and then Zeus security allows Miss Natural to get a few more licks in, and I'm surprised that they weren't holding her back. She starts beating Yummy. Yummy's on the ground. Security breaks them up, but she's still trying to get more hits in. And then she ends up falling over the stairs and looking like a fool. And then Joseline's on stage. She's telling the girls to break it up, and they have 3 days to not fight in the house. And if they break that, they're both going to get kicked off the show. Then Joseline picks Yummy. They hug it out. And she continues her recruitment process. And then she picks another girl, and the girl comes up to Joseline crying, giving her a hug. But Joseline's like, wait, hold up. I don't see any tears. She then picks the trans woman, the skinny girl with the 2 space buns, and the BBW. Her last picks are the 2 girls with the pixie cuts, Wet Wet, Daisy, the blow-up doll, and yeah, I think that's it. And the next scene, Joseline's getting her makeup done. Ballistic walks in and she's telling him that she's the Puerto Rican princess and the Cabaret girls, they're all skanks. It's just so interesting how she degrades the girls who are helping her build her platform. And she's really concerned about the girls thinking that they're on her level, so she's not gonna move in the house on the first night. So she's gonna send her choreographer Ricardo to introduce the girls to the mansion and basically get them settled in. So then the Cabaret girls are separated into 2 groups and they're on 2 different buses on the way to the house. The first bus with Daisy on it is pretty chill, but the second bus with Wet Wet and Miss Natural really gets heated. So the BBW girl starts going at Wet Wet unprovoked, saying, why is she here? She keeps doing that little 2-step. And I'm like, you need to be speaking to her directly because she's right across from you, ma'am. And then next thing you know, they start going at it. They start talking about each other's hair, makeup, dance moves. It's just a mess. And I love Wet Wet. I think she's funny and whatnot. But why every time she gets hyped, she has to pull her boobs out? I swear I've seen her boobs more than I've seen my own. And then Miss Natural steps in and she tells the BBW women, listen, me and Wet Wet, we've been on the Cabaret. We've made it to the final rounds, but you're a new girl, so you really need to prove to Joseline why you belong here. And so after the BBW pipes down a bit, another argument breaks out between Andraya, aka the VOODOO girl, and majority of the bus. And so the girls start ganging up on Andraya, saying that she's a bandwagoner, she has no mind of her own, she's always following after Yummy like a little puppy, and they really don't like that. But the argument is interrupted because both of the vans finally pull up to the mansion. Ricardo welcomes them, they go into the mansion, they pick their rooms, and the house for this season, it's cute and it's definitely giving old money, even though some of the furniture looks really outdated, but nevertheless, it's a nice house. So eventually, the girls convene in the kitchen, and someone brings up how Andraya, the VOODOO girl, says that she will fight anyone in the house. So now the girls are like, hold on, who's fighting who? Because it's not gonna be me. Meanwhile, Andraya is in her room, she's lighting a candle, and then this girl pulls out a voodoo doll, and I really do think that Zeus is trying to make her a Gaia 2.0. Andraya comes in the kitchen, and the girls find out about her voodoo doll, and they're not rocking with it at all. And they're like, if you want to stay here, That doll gotta go. And then Miss Natural starts going off on her because she's like, I told you not to bring this doll around because these girls are gonna think you're a weirdo and you're gonna get into so many arguments, and look what's happening now. Andraya then has a one-on-one conversation with the girl she's sharing the room with, and the girl's like, hey, I believe in God. I grew up as a Christian, you know, that voodoo doll makes me feel uncomfortable. And then Andraya's telling her like, oh no, like don't be scared, my family's Baptist, this doll is just for comfort. But then the other girl's like, how are you partaking in two different religions? So this conversation honestly went nowhere. And then in the next scene, just a handful of girls are in the kitchen and they're talking about their experience on the cabaret so far. And Abby is talking about how she is the first transgender woman on Joseline's cabaret, and that's honestly a big milestone. Do I think this was the right platform for her, considering how degrading Joseline can be to the girls? No, but I'm glad that she's getting the publicity and attention. And then here we go with Miss BBW stirring the pot again, asking Yummy how she feels about Miss Natural. And the next thing you know, Wet Wet chimes in on the conversation and she tells Yummy, you might be done with Miss Natural, but I'm not done with you. And now Wet Wet is taking off her earrings, saying, I have an issue with you. It needs to be solved. And Yummy's like, what's the issue? What's the issue? And Wet Wet is not giving her a solid answer. And then to make matters even worse, Andraya hops her little crazy self back in the conversation and starts going in on Yummy. She tells Yummy how wrong she was for sneaking Miss Natural last season, and then Wet Wet throws a Red Bull can at Yummy, and the next thing you know, they just start going at it like crazy. And then that's where the episode ends, but in the preview for the next one, you can see that Wet Wet's wig gets snatched off. But overall, I just want to know how you guys felt about this week's episode. How do you guys feel about the new girls? Who do you like? Who do you not like? So feel free to drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. But until then, make sure to like and subscribe.